My wife Olivia and I are avid outdoor adventurers. We've traveled across the United States, visiting numerous state and national parks. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be Grand Canyon National Park due to its breathtaking views and excellent hiking and rafting opportunities on the Colorado River. It's also fairly close to where I live, so maybe I'm a little biased. During one late summer afternoon in 2007, Olivia and I were on our way home from a few days spent at Great Basin National Park. The drive was just 5 to 6 hours, which felt practically in our backyard given the vast, rugged landscapes of the American Western frontier. Embarking on our journey down Route 50, a lengthy and desolate highway known as the loneliest road in America, devoid of any real civilization for long stretches, we cracked open some cold sodas we had picked up at our last stop. After about an hour of driving through the relentless desert heat, we spotted a vehicle in the distance. As we drew closer, it became clear it was an old, brown, rusted truck, its decrepit frame rattling with each bump in the road. The engine sputtered, belching white smoke that filled the air with a sickening stench. Each breath made me more nauseous, adding to the growing sense of unease. As I approached the truck, I turned on my signals to pass. Just as I moved into the other lane, the truck swerved aggressively, blocking my path. My heart pounded as I returned to the right lane, only for the truck to mirror my movements. Frustrated, I honked the horn repeatedly. "What the hell is this guy's problem?" Olivia exclaimed, her voice tinged with fear. The truck's dirty, foggy windows made it impossible to see inside. It was going no faster than 40 miles per hour, which was ridiculous given the 70 miles per hour speed limit. Desperation mounting, I attempted to pass again, this time swerving onto the shoulder, gravel spraying behind us. The truck jerked towards us menacingly, but I floored the gas pedal, our car roaring past as we finally left him behind in the rearview mirror. About an hour later, we came across the small gas station and decided to fuel up after using about half our tank. Just as we were paying and walking out of the store, my stomach dropped at the sight of the old, rusted truck parked just a stone's throw away. It's as if the driver had been lying in wait, his presence a menacing shadow. I couldn't fathom how he had caught up so quickly, given his earlier sluggish pace. Olivia was voicing her concerns as we got back into our car and peeked back at the truck, barely making out the silhouette of a head inside. I then started the car and resumed our route. After several tense moments of wondering what the truck would do, it eventually pulled onto the road and started following us, though it maintained a fair distance behind. Knowing how slow that truck was, I wasn't too concerned as I cruised down the road at 80 miles per hour. Somehow, the truck not only kept up with my speed, but also closed in dangerously close, its grille looming large in my rearview mirror. It tailgated us relentlessly before slamming into our bumper. How on earth is this piece of crap truck going 90? I wondered in horror as the thick white smoke continued to pour from its hood. I increased my speed to over 100, making both Olivia and me more uncomfortable. With the temperature around 110 degrees Fahrenheit, I was worried about my car overheating, especially with the truck miraculously keeping up. After roughly 10 minutes of pushing my car to its limits, I saw another car approaching and decided to slow down completely and pull over, hoping they might notice our distress. The truck crept past us ominously as I parked on the roadside, then halted a short distance ahead, waiting. I frantically waved at the passing car, but it sped off without a second glance, leaving us feeling utterly helpless. Frustration and nervousness grew as we waited. How far would this guy go just to torment us? There is no way I would approach him. Who knows what kind of weapon he might have? He must be almost out of gas by now, right? He didn't refuel at the last station, and a truck like that must guzzle gas. After about 10 minutes, we decided to keep moving. We sped past him again, but he quickly closed in behind us. The relentless cat and mouse chase dragged on for another agonizing hour down the desolate desert road before we finally reached the small town of Hinckley, Utah. Exhausted and desperate, we stopped at the first gas station and pleaded with the clerk to contact the police. The truck lurked ominously in the distance, a constant threat, until a cop car arrived, its flashing lights sending the driver scurrying away into the darkness. I couldn't do much other than show the officer the damage to my car's tail end and describe the vehicle chasing us since it had no registered plates. The officer was kind enough to follow us all the way to the next town to ensure we weren't being followed any longer. Fortunately, we never saw that menacing truck again, but the memory lingers. Even now, I often find myself haunted by the thought of that rusted beast, wondering if it's still out there, prowling the lonely desert roads, ready to terrorize unsuspecting travelers. The open desert stretches, once a symbol of freedom, now hold an undercurrent of dread that I can never quite shake.